All right, here we are, everybody. This is going to be a different kind of cast from me here today. I don't often comment a lot about balance or design and such in my casts. One reason for that is I'm a big fan of Stormgate, and I don't want to add a lot of uh, noise to the community, a community that already has a lot of noise in it. And my own personal opinions don't necessarily need to make it into um, my casts. But this particular game that I'm casting here between Aureil and Mana, you may have seen it already. It gained a little bit of popularity. It's part of the King of the Hill that was hosted by Artosis a week ago. And we are actually playing on one of Artosis's maps. You'll also notice here Mana's moving across, or sorry, Aureil's moving across the map. Mana was able to scout this with his dog. But what we're going to see here is Aureil is going to do a particular build, a build that exploits a skill, Fate's End, that at least in our current build is fairly hard to stop. And I want to maybe add my voice a little bit to the discussion about the value. We see here the dog of Mana is actually trying to stop the collection array from going down here, which is actually important, but the dog can only do so for so long before the Morph Core is able to chase it away. And the goal here is to get a collection array here for a defensive position, although I don't believe the Fate's End. We do see now an Arc Station upgrade. So yeah, the collection array didn't go down. Instead, there's going to be a Legion Hall here. So that might have been a fake out by Aureil. I'm not 100% certain what the most optimal version of this build is. But the goal of this build is to get out a really early tier 3. And again, we see that Mana is able to scout this with his dog. So this is not like a secret hidden proxy. This has been well scouted. I'm not sure if the dog has scouted out the Legion Hall here. And while the Legion Hall is part of this strategy that we're going to see, it's not the part that I really want to comment on. It is going to be helpful in Aureil's play, but again, let's see here. Aureil is now upgrading to tier 3. This is a one base play, it looks like. He has a single Seraphim out that's creeping this one camp. Now again, on this map, I'm not going to comment too much about it, but this is one of Artosis's map. There's not a lot of creeps. This is one of the camps. He's going to get a speed cap. I don't think it's particularly important to his build. Mana is going to be chewing down at this power bank, but we're almost done here for the Arc Station. And again, Mana can see this, or sorry, the Arc Fortress now. There's now a Seraphim coming out, and the Seraphim is going to finish off the dog. Possibly. But now what we're going to see is the manifestation of the strat now, which is there is a Seraphim flying in here. Not sure why he didn't charge. I think if you surge this, it flies a little faster, but he's flying in. And we do actually have a sieged up Hedgehog here, so there is a little bit of counterplay on behalf of Mana. I'm not 100% sure if Mana knew exactly that this Arc Fortress is coming in, but now we see the Fate's End skill being used. We do see that this is against a Vanguard opponent, so Mana has got the Mass Repair on, and it's still able to out DPS the Mass Repair, and in fact the repair is actually going to manage to heal it back up. But with a power bank summoned underneath, we've got the Repair-O-Matic going down. We have a Seraphim picking out, and it's actually going to be a Archangel that comes in and is going to help take out the workers. So I think that's what allows Aureil here to actually get his second Fate's End off. It's worth noting it's at 4 minutes and 30 seconds now. We've had 2 Fate's End. And when we look at this skill and the design of the skill, this is what it's for. I mean, it is a laser that takes out buildings off the Arc Fortress. And one of the things that I feel about the particular skill is that if this skill is going to be used, there is only one outcome that's going to happen. One of the players is going to lose one of their town halls, and given the current way that this has been implemented, it's right now it's the defending player is going to lose their Town Hall. And I say one of the players because the only counterplay that currently exists against this skill is to take out the Arc Fortress. Now the Arc Fortress, as we see, has 1600 health. It also regens automatically. So this skill is, it's very hard to counter, especially at the 4-minute mark. So part of the conversation I want to discuss about the skill is, of course, this is an imbalanced skill at the moment, and I'm sure that Frost Giant is looking at it. But I also think that it's not like the skill is being used in a way that was not intended or foreseen by the devs, like the Sovereign's Watch skill was maybe being used in the last build before the hotfix. This is what the skill is for. It's for removing the base. And part of the argument that I want to make here is that this particular style of play, it's certainly not fun to be on the receiving end of it. I think it's probably not fun to be on the serving end of it. And I want to highlight this, that this replay was shared with me by Aureil, because he also said that he showcased this build because he thinks it's broken and it shouldn't be this way. So I do just want to start the conversation about the Fate's End. If you think it's maybe it can be balanced and still find a place in the game, let me know. On the other hand, if you think it doesn't belong in the game, or maybe there's some other skill that you would like to see, tell me that as well. Feel free to mention that in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching.